Hello there. Uh, it's Zakynthos here, and welcome to the Zakynthos podcast. Yeah, so I saw in the news that uh, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, just gather my thoughts here, his office in Marrickville, he won't renew the lease because the Palestinian protesters are there and they're not happy with him. Uh, why they're not happy with him? I've got no idea. I don't know what you Palestinian protesters want. You protested on the streets of Melbourne at the CBD and you blocked all the traffic. In Sydney, you blocked the traffic. What's Albanese supposed to do? The Labor government, who probably you guys voted because it's 94 seats, federal seats out of 150, which is more than majority. So someone must have voted Labor, because I tried not to where I was here. But that's another story. Anthony Albanese, the Labor government recognised Palestine as a state, and you guys are still not happy. You guys have to understand, you Palestinian protesters, that Albanese is for you guys. He represents you guys. He doesn't represent the Jews. Labor represents Palestine. The Liberal Party represents Israel. That's it. The line is drawn down the middle. You are either on the left or you're on the right. I am on the right and I'm not alone. Others are on the left, and that's how it is. So what do you guys want? One guy they had on the 7:30 report tonight, he owns a cinema. He says he doesn't recognise Melbourne anymore. He's lost a lot of business because every weekend there's a fucking protest in Melbourne. Every weekend. So I don't know. What do you guys want? I understand what's happening in Gaza and it's not good. But what do you think the protests will achieve? Israel will not change their ways, and they never will. Because America is an ally of Israel, and America let Israel do what they want. We've said this before and we'll say it again. But for the purpose of tonight's podcast, why do you protest? You block the streets, Sydney, Melbourne. People have to do stuff. It ain't just Palestinian flags or whatever. You know, that thing keeps flipping my cover. Yeah, so I don't know. And that's the crux of it. So the Marrickville office, which is a federal seat, Anthony Albanese, there's no seat now. You guys were protesting today. You kicked him out. You kicked out the Prime Minister of the country with your Palestinian flags, and probably there's a Hamas flag, and there's a PLA flag. I mean, Albanese sticks up for you guys, and this is how you repay him with protests. Protest, protest, protest. There are so many cops in Melbourne. They ask the people, what do you think? Who pays for this? The taxpayers do, motherfuckers. We pay for all these police in Victoria. We pay for it. You have nothing better to do than to protest. I walk up and down Pym Street for exercise because I couldn't be stuffed protesting. Why do you guys protest? What's happened is happened. Nothing will change. You make things worse for yourselves. There are hostages. There are still 52 hostages. The Israelis won't get them back. And you guys protest, but you never mention anything about Hamas is bad. Oh, no. Hamas took hostages, that's all right. Yeah, they took hostages, all right. And the Israelis haven't done good stuff as well. But why are you guys protesting? And what's Albanese to blame? He's got no seat now. He's going to find a building to go to. So the federal seat of Marrickville, you people are a disgrace. A fucking disgrace, man. How can you protest? You guys should say thank you to the Labor government that the government recognises Palestine as a state. Just like the other 20, 40 countries or whatever, Canada, Japan, Belgium, France, everyone. And you still protest. In the meantime, 1, 2, 3 buildings, Jewish synagogues, whatever, get burned. I couldn't believe it. That's why I did a video today, because I could not believe what I heard. I've got not that much love for Albanese, but he won the election and he won it in a landslide back in May. You guys voted for him. Someone must have voted for him. You Palestinians that protest every 4th weekend, you guys voted for him. You're very ungrateful, man. Ungrateful. Protest. So you walk in the street, you've got nothing better to do on a Sunday afternoon. Oh, man, I would rather stay on the computer with a headset, man, and play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Then they're dun 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 bum bum PLA. No fucking way, man. Because it doesn't achieve anything. The police in Sydney, they begged the New South Wales government to block the protest. I wonder why. Because they blocked everything. It blocked all the cars, all the traffic, man. Yeah, and let's talk about the Liberal Party as well. Our party. Mate, we're in free fall. You know how Alex from the Angry Joe show said that Ubisoft is on fire, which is, I don't believe it, because I played the 2 Assassin's Creed games from Ubisoft and they're good. But Susan Lee, all right, she was put in by default. They picked her. The primary vote, they said today, is at 27%. 27%, that's how unpopular she is. And that's got to do with because she got rid of Nanjapimpa Price. I can't pronounce that name. Jacinta Nanjapimpa Price. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm sorry if I butchered it. She was a big part of the No campaign. Her, Mundine's uncle, Mundine's uncle, they were big advocates for the No campaign. They reckon she was integral. She was Dutton's right-hand man in the election before May. And they reckon she was a little bit of the reason why Dutton failed. Because how Trump would say, let's make America great again, Jacinta Nanjapimpa Price, who's from the Northern Territory, she's now demoted to the backbench because Susan Lee wasn't happy with what Nanjapimpa Price said about that the government got the Indians to come here to prop up the Labor vote. Well, look, they came here, you weren't going to stop them from coming here. Give Indians, everyone wants to come to Australia, but give the invitations to Indians, they'll all come here. And man, look, they make the economy run. We've said this before, I'll say it again. At Google, he's Indian, or the CEO. Microsoft, Satya Nadella, he's Indian. So I rest my case. They're all Indians, so. But she was demoted to the backbench. Jacinta was heavily aligned with Angus Taylor. So before, what had happened once Dutton got the flick, it was between Susan Lee and Angus Taylor. And we know that Jacinta was heavily aligned with Angus Taylor. Now, when Susan Lee won the nomination as the opposition leader, she still brought Angus Taylor on as defence minister, I think, as shadow defence. Angus Taylor didn't do a really good job as shadow treasurer, so what's he going to do as shadow defense minister? I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. That's the front cabinet that she picks. Jacinta Nampijinpa Price is on the backbench, and they've all said, now you're going to see the cook spoil the broth. She's going to say everything under the sun, anything that she feels. If the party isn't destabilized, it will be. And what really, if you think my blood isn't boiling, it really is boiling. Because you had Barnaby Joyce 2 months ago, the climate wars. The climate wars will never end, just like the Clone Wars in Star Wars. To be fair to the Labor Party, they want net zero. You have solar panels, you have wind turbines, you have batteries. And I've got to be fair, batteries are the future, motherfucker. Touch wood, I've been in a blackout and it's not nice, especially when you've got a brand new computer and it's 30 degrees. When the lights go out, you can't see shit. Anyway, the Liberal Party, the Nationals, do not want climate. They don't want the net zero thing. And today, Matt Canavan said, Christie, I'm not sure what his name is. One of the Liberal senators said, if the Liberal Party implement net zero, I'm out. Now, fuck off, cunt. F off then. If you don't want it, F off. What the Liberal Party, the hardcore right in the Liberal Party, they've seen that Susan Lee is moderate. That's what's happened. They've seen that Susan Lee is moderate. Que bravo, sis. Well done. If she believes in net zero, stick. And this is the problem. We have to go with a net zero, man, because every year, they did the report today. 1 degree every 2 or 3 years. It's getting warmer, warmer, warmer. So before you know it, us liberal people, we're going to fry like eggs. Barnaby Joyce doesn't want it. Well, okay, fine. Canavan doesn't want it. David Littleproud, who is in charge of the Nationals, he doesn't want it. Susan Lee wants it. Does Anne Ruston of the Liberal Party? She probably wants it. The women that are in the front cabinet of the Liberal, they want it. Jane Hume, who is backbench now, she got demoted. She probably wants it too. She was the former finance and superannuation minister, this and that. But again, we draw the line down the middle. If you're on the left, you are for climate change. You want net zero. You want solar panels, wind turbines, batteries, and whatnot. But if you're on the right, like me, but I want solar panels, you don't want net zero. So basically, on the right, they want coal, gas. They don't want green hydrogen. On the left, they want green hydrogen, and even iron ore. And let's not bullshit here. I'm not much to do with science, but even iron ore must produce some sort of chemicals or whatever. So, I don't know. Barnaby Joyce, you're in the wrong, mate. And David Littleproud, you're a nice guy, but again, you're in the wrong. So you guys got back together, the Liberal and the Nationals, 4 months ago. You might as well split up again. But they've said today that Susan Lee, I can tell you now, put a bet that she won't last. This time next year, she won't be leader. Who will be leader, I don't know. I don't think it'll be Angus Taylor. I think they should have asked Anne Ruston. Now, she may not have wanted to do it. To be a leader, you have to be very vocal, in the eye of the media. And maybe Anne Ruston, who is a shadow health minister, and she's from Adelaide. Simon Birmingham's from Adelaide. And of course, here in Adelaide and 5AA, all the 5AA bitched and moaned about the algal bloom, that the Labor Party didn't give a shit, that if the algal bloom happened in the beaches of North Sydney, Albanese would have, we got to do something about it. But because it was in South Australia, there were biologists in Tasmania, they sent a letter to the government in Canberra, and they go, look, man, something bad is happening in South Australia. This was a year ago. The government in Canberra, the Commonwealth, nothing to see here. Embarrassing. So Murray Watt comes out here 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, it's still not a natural disaster. You got Malinowskis and Susan Close here, and they go, yeah, we told them, but because we're all Labor people, state Labor can't criticize federal Labor. You have to be honest, motherfuckers. We pay for your way. We voted for you. People cannot go down to the beach down at Grange when they see this white foam because they. That's what's happening. So I don't know. And algal bloom, we don't know. Is it proven to be from climate change or not? I say it is. One event leads to another. They reckon it's from the floods. The floods that happen in Sydney, all the water comes down to the Murray and it falls down to South Australia, into the peninsula, into the northern part of South Australia. So whether we like it or not, the algal bloom is going to stick around here in good old South Australia and Adelaide. Hey, Zed. Aaron's thinking Zed. Anyway, so... And Peter Malinowskis, our premier, he said, eat the fish. If you go get fish and chips, eat the fish. Because people are not buying fish. He goes, it's still safe. It can't be, man. If the fish are from here, you got to be honest, man. I've stopped now. I used to get, say, fish and chips from Uber. I get the chicken schnitzel. I used to swap. Now I only get the chicken schnitzel. Maybe one day I might, in 6 years' time, get fish again. But no, there's no point in it. And fish is good for you. Fish is good for you. But thanks to our friends in Canberra who didn't take our problem seriously, they heard about the algal bloom from biologists in Tasmania that sent a letter. No. But there's something happening. Nope, don't care. So, and how angry 5AA were. They had Murray Watts on 3 weeks ago. Ooh, Graham Goodings, the verissimo he gave him. Mate, forget it. So, and that's it. And then you have our Prime Minister went to Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea. Australia and Papua New Guinea have signed, I don't know, $400-500 million deal or something. Man, I don't know where they find this money, but anyway, a defence pact. What's happening is it's a push and pull situation. Australia, all these Polynesian islands, that's what I'll call them, not Indonesia, Singapore, or Malaysia. We're talking about Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, all those little... Australia's trying to grab Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, all these little ones, because China starts grabbing them. China grabs some of the islands. Australia, it's a contest. It's a contest. And I'm not sure if it's the Vanuatu one where they won't sign the deal with Australia because Australia got stipulated in the contract with Vanuatu that Vanuatu can't have any dealings with China. Vanuatu want it both ways. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, man. Vanuatu president. They want China and the Australia deal. Australia said, no, you can't have two husbands where Vanuatu is the bride. So, and I don't know. I mean, and in Russia, well, they're the same. That's just going on and on. I think now all Trump says there'll be tariffs, no, sanctions. That's all. I've been hearing the word sanctions for the last 4 years. Sanctions against Russia, sanctions. But where I've heard is that the sanctions will hit hard because it's not Putin that gets punished or the Russian government, it's the people. This is what people don't realize. It's the Russian people that will pay so dearly, more than just taxes there. And the one with the drones, where the Russian drones entered Polish airspace. That's where things get interesting now. Because Poland is a part of NATO. Ukraine isn't, but Poland is. And now NATO are thinking, you attack one NATO country, you attack us all. And so what will NATO do? Will they then threaten Russia? Putin isn't afraid of no one. Zilch, me then, nothing. Putin isn't afraid of motherfucking no one. He does as he pleases. Biden was a soft cock, no offense. He did nothing. Me and Dion had said this 5 years ago. You put troops on one side of the border, on the western side of Ukraine, on the eastern side was Russia. Russia had their forces. The Americans should have put forces on that side. But no, I've said this before. Biden didn't want boots on the ground like another Vietnam. So, well, I mean, there you go. And you got 2 million Ukrainian people displaced to Poland and whatnot. Yeah, and with regards to America, yeah, it's sad what happened to that Charlie Kirk that got murdered. I don't know. That's very sad. Okay, he was very hard right, but he had pretty popular podcast. Died at the age of 31 with 2 kids. This guy, he gave himself in because his dad recognized him. So I don't know how. Trump said he's going to give him a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Yeah, look, I'm sorry for the young man. 31 years old is too young to die, and if you can't say what you want to say because you're afraid you're going to get assassinated, well, that's the world that we live in. That's social media for you. I wish I was that popular. Well, I'd be trying to get assassinated as well, but no. Yeah. With regards to stock taking, what else has happened? The Adelaide Crows. So here in Australia, our team got knocked out, and because a particular player said the word F or faggot, got 5 weeks. He missed 5 games. So I mean that's the AFL for you. I mean, he's not the only one that copped it, and 2 other players from the AFL, they copped similar fines 4 or 5 months ago. Like Harold said, if you knock someone or you attack him or you hit someone, you cop 1 or 2 weeks. But because he, so. I don't know what else to say. People that are watching this, if you have old laptops, don't wait for Windows 12. If you're having a problem with Windows 11, put Linux Mint. It's free. It's open source. It's free. Supported. I read an article. It's got updates till 2029. Linux Mint. So if you look up Linux Mint on Google, there's a website. It's a 4 gigabyte download. You burn it on a USB stick. Use Rufus, RUFUS, to create a bootable disk. It's easy. I'm not really happy with Windows 11. I mean, I've got a brand new computer, but on the old computer, which was a Core i5-7400, which I got in 2018, no. The laptop, again, Windows 11 is a resource hog. It hogs up a lot of RAM. And my advice is to anyone dealing with Windows 11 or Windows 12, make sure you got 32 gig RAM minimum. Do not use 16 gig. Make sure you got 32. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so you might see videos in between this podcast on here as well. Battlefield 6, the proper, I pre-ordered it. That comes out October 12th, so you'll probably see videos of that as well. And what else has been happening? Not much really, a lot of rain here. Another summer approaching. Hopefully Sturt do well in the grand final. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday. Good luck, Harold, with that. Lovely jumper you're wearing as well with Sturt. And yeah. Yeah. That's about it. And hello to Dion as well, and everybody else watching. And bye everyone. See you next time on the Zakynthos podcast. Bye bye.